What?
Just missed with the knee. Now I'd be willing to stand in the pocket. Now he's getting the timing. Yep. Good left hook.
Nobody can stop me now.
What is going on, y'all? Y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media. And I'll tell you one thing right now, tomorrow is going to be a marathon. So don't worry, I am prepared. I'm not going to let what happened last time happen again. You don't make the same mistake twice, all right? But as of right now, though, big news. Big announcement to be made right now. I have fallen off as far as fitness goes. Obviously, I'm more focused on beer curls than I am dumbbell curls. But hey, we all make mistakes. But it's not the bounce back. It's all about the comeback that matters. So with that being said, I've been into fitness for so long, and one thing I had going during my Navy days was a fitness page dubbed Fit for Life Fitness. That is fit, the number 4, life, all one word, fitness. And I'm proud to say that I'm back into it, trying to make it popular again. I will be doing a lot more motivational quotes, a lot more daily workout posting. I want y'all to join me in my fitness journey. Let's conquer our fitness goals together in 2026. It is gonna go down and it is gonna happen. Like I said, be sure to check it out. You're not gonna be sorry. You will be motivated to get into the gym. I know I'm motivated to get back into the gym. So let's conquer 2026, baby. Now, with that said, let's get into tonight's show. There is a lot of stuff to talk about, and man, oh man, are there some juicy topics, especially with me wearing this hat. If you know, you know. So let's get into it, baby. Yeah. Let me talk to you. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. And man, oh man, does it ever feel good to be live and come onto this show and talk about a very little few things that ESPN First Take or any show on ESPN or even any show on FS1 will even talk about, because they circle around every goddamn time, beat the goddamn dead horse. Right now, the only thing that's relevant in the NBA right now is which team is going to land Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'll be honest, I saw that last name. I was like, I ain't even going to attempt to try that. Once I heard it, I was like, oh, yeah, no, fuck that. Anyways, as always, be sure to click the link in the description of this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to all the social media channels of No Mercy Sports. Be sure to check out other channels as well, being the Football Frame of Mind, the Villains Media, or the Villains Podcast. Great show. Go on there every Thursday. It is a fun time. It is a great time every time. But aside from that, not only like and subscribe to all the social media pages of No Mercy Sports, but be sure to check out what affiliation programs I have to offer. One of them is TrueVictory.com, veteran-owned, veteran-operated clothing store. They have some awesome shirts, moisture-wicking t-shirts, very lightweight, very breathable, especially for when summer and spring roll around. You know it's going to hit. They have a ton of other stuff, gym bags, accessories, all this other stuff. Once you have found what you're looking for, be sure to use code No Mercy Sports 15 for 15% off your for 15% off your entire purchase. Aside from that, I am also doing another side hustle that includes investing. Be sure to check out CoinX. It is something called Forex. 4X. It is basically like investing, but with currency pairs. I'm talking US dollar to the Canadian dollar, US dollar to Japanese yen, or euro to the Japanese yen, euro to the US dollar, so on and so forth. But be sure to do some research. Be sure to check out some videos so you know what you're doing. All right. Trust me, it's a fun time. It's a great time, but you can't get too ahead of yourself. You got to do the research before you immediately dive headfirst into a deep end filled with great white sharks. Do the research. You're not going to be sorry. Anyways, though, let's get into tonight's show. The Ohio State Buckeyes may be on the downfall of things right now, from winning a national championship last year to being eliminated in the college football playoffs by Miami of all teams. Like, come on. Like, seriously, the irony of this. And now, most recently, the Buckeyes brought in or have now hired Arthur Smith as their new offensive coordinator, who, let's face it, really couldn't hack in the NFL as a head coach or any kind of coordinator whatsoever, whether it was offense or defense. Was hiring Arthur Smith to be the new Buckeyes offensive coordinator a good move for Ohio State? No, the fuck it was not. All right. It was not a good move for them. And it definitely is not a good look for them, especially coming off a college football playoff loss to Miami, again, of all teams. But yeah, this is not a good move. I fear that the downfall of Ohio State is in full effect. It is a snowball effect right now. Like, Ohio State, wouldn't surprise me if they were honestly picked to go back-to-back this year. Unfortunately, they did not, because when you look at their schedule, who did they even play? Who did they play that gave them any competition whatsoever? Because I'll tell you one thing, when Alabama... No, I guess she's not going to do it. Anyways, Exactly. When Bama was the king of college football during the Nick Saban era, they were actually going up against ranked opponents, and the ranked opponents were actually keeping it a game. Now, was Alabama beating them by a landslide? Yeah, absolutely. But again, who the fuck was Ohio State playing that actually gave them a run for their money outside of Texas? Texas is one thing. Why? Because, look, Arch Manning really had a solid defense to rely on. Obviously, it was his first year as a starting quarterback for the Longhorns, but I just, for the life of me, it's honestly crazy that Notre Dame gets crapped on for basically playing the same Big Ten teams that Ohio State played. But sure. But anyways, this isn't about Notre Dame. This is about the Ohio State Buckeyes. Look, Ryan, be sure to count your days, man, because you may have won a national championship after a loss that you should, after a loss in a game last year that you should have won against Michigan when y'all were 20-plus point favorites, to now losing in a college football playoff game to Miami. I'm telling you right now, it's not a good look for Ohio State right now. It is absolutely crazy. We'll see what happens. But let's move on. Let's move on from some college football and move on to some college basketball. The Arizona Wildcats escaped a close one against BYU and still remain undefeated. Right now, Arizona. Oh, there we go. Right now, Arizona is currently sitting at the 1 seed in the top 25 rankings. And as we draw closer to the March Madness tournament, can the Wildcats become the very first team since the 75-76 Indiana Hoosiers to go undefeated and also win the national championship? Honestly, I think so. What Arizona is currently doing right now, just man, they still find ways to win. They had a, I want to say, double-digit lead over BYU. In BYU, the Cougars came back, cut the deficit to 1, and man, it looked like they had Arizona on the ropes. Looked like they were going to hand them their first loss on the season. They just couldn't finish it, and like I said, the Wildcats would escape a very close one to BYU. Now, with the March Madness tournament literally right around the corner, we are about a month and a half away from the tournament starting. Arizona cannot afford close games like this, especially in the tournament, because we have seen some insane upsets in the March Madness tournament. If you don't believe me, be sure to check out UMBC versus number 1 Virginia, I believe in the 2017-2018 March Madness tournament. If you really thought, because honestly, when you hear that matchup, number 1 Virginia versus 16th seeded UMBC, if you really think that Virginia walked away with a win in that game, I suggest you highly check out the highlights of that game, because you will be shocked. Aside from that, we also had, I believe, during my time in the Army, we had Fairleigh Dickinson against 1, 2, or 3, or probably 1 seeded Purdue. Guess who won that game? Spoiler alert, it wasn't Purdue, it was Fairleigh Dickinson. This is a team that literally has a YMCA type basketball gym that probably can't even fit 500 people if they tried. So, but like I said, Arizona cannot afford close games in this type of, or as we draw closer to March Madness. Like, they need to get their shit together. They might have had the scare and everything like that, but I think they will bounce back, and they will continue to show why they are the number 1 team in the country right now. People are honestly saying that Michigan looks like the best team in college basketball, but we will see what happens once the tournament comes around, because the tournament will exposes a lot of teams, but it also exposes a lot of underrated teams that make an insane Cinderella run. And man, oh man, this is the beauty of the March Madness tournament. So glad that we get to witness this thing every year. Sometimes, it do be some of the top ranked teams that wins. Obviously UConn being one of them. But sometimes unknowns come out of nowhere. I believe a few years ago, Florida FAU made it all the way to the national championship game against San Diego State. Man, what a game that was. But speaking of UConn, baby, welcome to Connecticut, that early colonial settlement. They got the rank, they got the rank, and they have assembled the fellowship. Be careful if you choose to ride alone, but no, you don't want to bang out. Especially with them Huskies riding with them fangs out. The UConn Huskies are hot on Arizona's tail for the number 1 spot in the top 25 rankings. Can UConn be the team that gives Arizona a run for their money in the tournament? Man, only time will tell. Look, BYU sorry, my cat joined. I guess she's trying to get. I guess she wants to get a little famous, don't we, baby girl? Anyways, so yeah, like I was saying, Arizona cannot afford close games like they had against BYU, but UConn has also had its fair share of close games as well. One of them being against Georgetown. Georgetown isn't even ranked, and on top of that, UConn, you can't afford close games like that. At one point, Georgetown did have the lead for a certain amount of time, but UConn was able to capitalize in the final minutes and even the closing seconds, get the win, and still remain in the top 5, whereas other teams were just like, you know what? Or like even Michigan, for example, they took a loss to Wisconsin and dropped down to, I believe, the 5 spot. Same with Purdue. They lost to Indiana And if you follow a certain somebody on social media who is a Purdue fan and, ironically enough, a Notre Dame fan, she is going through it right now, which, good. Kind of glad she is, because that's what you get for being a fan of Purdue basketball, but Notre Dame football. Spoiler alert, both schools hate each other, by the way. But it is what it is. Anyways, like I said right now, yeah, UConn cannot afford to have close games like they've been having, especially against Georgetown and everything like that. But again, like I said, this is the beauty of the March Madness tournament. We will see who the real contending teams are, and we'll see who possibly the pretenders were. If Arizona and UConn can make a run in the tournament, hey, good for them. Good on them. I will give credit where credit is due. So we'll see how that goes over. I cannot wait for March Madness. It's going to be an awesome time. It's going to be a fun time. Now, I will say this though. Sometimes, again, or actually not sometimes, all the time, this is the beauty of college basketball, baby, because you will literally see some teams that rise up in the rankings. I mean, look, I'll be honest, I really didn't have this team on my 2025, 2026 bingo card as even being in the top 10. Why? Because, well, bend me over, make me beg for it, and color me impressed. Where Nebraska lacked in college football, they've been making up for it in basketball. Right now, the Cornhuskers are currently undefeated and inside the top 10 of the top 25 rankings. With Nebraska being undefeated right now, can they make a run in the March Madness tournament? Man, this is going to be a good one. Look, I'll give credit where credit is due to Nebraska football. They always sell out their stadium. On top of that, Omaha, I believe, also is also the spot of the college baseball World Series. So you already know how that goes. But man, like I said, I did not have Nebraska being inside the top 10 of the top 25 rankings. Whatever Fred Hoiberg is doing down there, good for him. All I gotta say is, where the fuck was this bullshit when you were coaching the Chicago Bulls, dog? My God. Now, don't get me wrong. The Bulls have a very solid lineup right now, being Vucevic, Matas Buzelis, Josh Giddey, and oh God, what was Kobe White, Kevin Huerter. Look, they got a solid lineup right now, but and I really like what they're doing with Billy Donovan. They just need to get those wins. They are currently the Bulls are currently sitting at 500 right now. But when Fred Hoiberg was there, like, dude, what the fuck were you even trying to do? You know what I'm saying? But again, hey, whatever he's doing in Nebraska, it is working right now. So, hey, more power to him. Here's hoping that Nebraska can make a run in the March Madness tournament. I got a buddy who's a huge Nebraska fan. I know he's excited about what the Cornhuskers are doing in college basketball right now. So we shall see what happens moving forward. But we are going to take our first commercial break right now. We'll be right back in just a minute. We're going to talk some NHL hockey, and we're going to talk some big-time football, because a lot has been going on. This team in particular. So we'll see what we'll be right back in just a minute.
can stop me now.
All right. Welcome back. Now, as I said in the beginning of this show, don't forget to click the link in the description of this video and be sure to check out truevictory.com. Again, veteran-owned, veteran-operated. They got some awesome merchandise for sale. And be sure to use code NOMERCYSPORTS15 for 15% off your entire purchase. A great company, especially, like I said, when it's veteran-owned and veteran-operated. But we got somebody waiting backstage right now who I know is going to want to weigh in on something that the Ohio State Buckeyes did. And here he is, baby. He's big and he's spicy. He's got some big and spicy picks. Let's introduce the man of the hour.
Drink in my cup, in my hand. From my youth, cause they know I'm the man. From my youth, cause they know I'm the man. From my youth, cause they know I'm the man. Drink in my cup, in my hand. From my youth, cause they know I'm the man. From my youth, cause they know I'm the man. From my youth, cause they know I'm the man.
Drink in my cup, in my hand. Blow on my dude, cause they know I'm the man. I'm in the VIP cause I'm very important. Unfortunately, I see some niggas I can't stand. So I step to them suckers and confront them like I should. We can settle this now, we can settle this in the hood. So what y'all wanna do? I gotta...
What's up,
Big Mag.
What's up?
Big Mag, what is going on, my man? How you been lately?
Good. I mean, it's only been 1 week. I didn't make it last Friday because I had to work overtime, and bro, it was horrible, man. We got killed because of the storm.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, our store closes at 9:00. We got the last customer out of there at 9:30 something.
Oh god!
And then we still had to worry about returns and carts, and oh man, it was a shit show.
Bro, I completely understand. I'll be dealing with that kind of stuff at work all the time. But I will say this. Ooh, what do you got there?
Some tequila.
Ooh, very nice. I will say this. Sometimes that is part of the job. And, hey, it's a lot better than doing nothing. I was going to say, I know Dragon Ball Z characters when I see them. We got Broly and Gogeta.
Go ahead. Yeah, so he's got Broly.
Bro. Okay, now
Brawly.
You said that wrong.
And then
no, it's Broly. It's Broly, not Brawly.
Goten.
No, that's Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Yeah, Gogeta. That is Goku and Vegeta.
I was right. They merged it together.
Bro, when I saw that shit for the first time on Dragon Ball GT, I absolutely lost it. Because that shit was some insane stuff to see for the first time.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so this first topic you're going to find pretty interesting because, dare I say, we are witnessing the downfall of the Ohio State Buckeyes. From winning a national championship last year to being eliminated in the college football playoffs to Miami of all teams. Oh, the irony, baby. And now, most recently, the Buckeyes have now hired Arthur Smith as their offensive coordinator. Was the hiring of Arthur Smith to be the new Buckeyes OC a good move for Ohio State?
So I will say this, right? As much as us in the NFL do not like Arthur Smith, all right, this is not the NFL. This is college, okay? The schemes are different. The operations are different. There's different things that he can do. And my whole thing is that maybe that's exactly what he needs. He needs to go back to college, open up his you know what I mean? Open up, I guess you'd say, his play calling, the way he runs offense, the way he does. So it's good and bad. My whole thing is, like, everybody talks shit about Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly went back to college, and it helped revamp his career. So, and I mean, granted, he's not the best example, obviously, but he's just a small example that you could use. So, will this help him get back to the NFL? Maybe, maybe not. But my whole thing is, Ohio State has phenomenal talent. They have
Mhm.
phenomenal talent. So knowing that they're always going to be a big name school, people, all talented guys are always going to want to go to Ohio State. So I mean, I'd be more concerned for an NFL team getting him, but him going back to college might be the right career move for him.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think, like I said, we're possibly witnessing the downfall of the Buckeyes right now, mostly because Indiana is the national champions, and Kurt Signetti could be the new guy that makes Indiana a destination for college football players and possibly makes them the new Alabama Crimson Tide of the Big Ten. So we'll see how next year goes. If Ohio State is definitely back in the rankings or anywhere in the rankings, they got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But let's talk some hockey right now. We got Alex Ovechkin as he continues to add on to his resume and also continues to widen the gap in all-time points scored. But breaking an NHL record is one thing. Breaking a Wayne Gretzky record, man, oh man, that is a record of a level on its own. When it's all said and done for Alex the Great, has he more than earned his spot at the GOAT table of the NHL?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you have guys, and I mean plural guys from the Hall of Fame saying that he's probably, if not the greatest to do it, he's definitely top 5 all day long.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, if you're not giving this man his flowers, then you're a fucking joke.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, Wayne Gretzky himself showed out to the game where Ovechkin broke his record. If that's not real recognizing real, I honestly don't know what is.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's again, the biggest knock on that is, and I've heard it, and I've heard it, and I've heard it is, oh, well, Gretzky really, he wasn't a scorer. He was an assist guy. I'm like, it doesn't matter. He held the record for the most. Okay. Now Ovechkin holds that title, and he's been adding, and he's been adding.
Exactly.
So
Gretzky had that title for like 3, maybe 4 decades.
That was 3 decades. 3 decades.
Exactly. Like, bro, when you hold on to that title and some new kid on the block takes that title, you can't help, like, you literally can't help but have so much respect for them.
Yeah. Ovi, and that's the whole thing. Ovi didn't just, you know what I mean? It's not like he was always the best player on shitty teams. This motherfucker brought a Stanley Cup to Washington. Like, put that in perspective. He brought when you're talking about the greatest player from a franchise, it's Ovi.
Yeah,
it's Ovi.
Easily. This dude was in the NHL when we had Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, Sidney Crosby, Jaromir Jagr, so many more to name. Like the 2010, like if you look at the 2010s teams that were competing for a Stanley Cup, it is stacked from head to fucking toe of insane talent. Oh, I guess the kids are acting out.
Oh no, I only got one here tonight. I only got Marley.
Oh, okay.
That's why I let him come on camera and show his toys.
But yeah, like I said, when you look at some of the players in the late 2000s and the 2010s, it was stacked head to toe. And that was what Ovechkin was dealing with. So, was it hard for him to get over that hump? Yeah. But guess what? He stayed loyal to the Capitals because he knew that was his team.
I will say this, all right? We are lucky motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. We are just old enough that we got to see a little bit of Gretzky, right?
Yeah.
But We also got two, and again, this could be my generation, I guess, but we had Sid the Kid and we had Ovi. These are two of the like. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You can call other guys names, and you can say, and you know I'm not going to take nothing from most of them, but there is nobody lacing it up in the NHL with the resume that Sid the Kid and Ovi has. We got to watch two fucking legends. They're pretty much their whole fucking career. And it is. Ovi has pretty much spent his entire career with Washington, and Sid the Kid has pretty much been with fucking Pittsburgh. So it's just like, not only to get to see these fucking once-in-a-generational players, we got to see them play with the same fucking teams, and we got to see them fucking win.
Yeah. I mean, bro, when you look at their resumes, they have easily more than earned their spot at like top 5, top 10 list of all-time hockey greats.
Well, Sid the Kid, I'm putting top 10. He's going to be in my 9th spot.
Okay.
Ovi's top 5. I'm talking about top 5 all time. He's number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3.
And I'll tell you what, the way he celebrated that game or that record-breaking goal of Wayne Gretzky, that shit lives in my head rent-free because that was a celebration if I've ever seen one.
Spicy if you just take one chip.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what
Good.
the heck?
Just ate it like it was nothing, too.
Bro, so you know those what do they call them? Death chips or one chip challenge?
Yeah.
I ate a whole bag of them.
No, the fuck you did not.
I did.
Oh, God.
And I didn't realize they were the one chip challenge until I was pretty much done the bag.
Oh, God.
And Mikey's like, "What are you doing?" I got the bag so everybody could try one. I thought you got the bag because you were sharing with everybody.
Dude, I was on my way home from work in El Paso, and I stopped at a 7-Eleven to get some drinks because there was a UFC fight that night. And the 7-Eleven was selling the one chip challenge, the one where it turned your tongue blue.
Mm-hmm.
And my ego was so inflated that night. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Let's give it a try. I have never chugged a half gallon of milk that fast in my entire life after I got done eating that chip. Like, it got, like, bro, I am telling you, I chugged milk so fast, I was head deep in the toilet, and my puke looked like I just got done jerking off a Smurf.
Yeah. Not so. For me, I grew up as like my dad would punish me by giving me the hottest hot sauces, hot peppers. If it was world's hottest, he would get it. Ghost peppers, all that shit. And he was a truck driver, so he drove to all different states. So anytime he seen world's hottest, whatever, he would buy it. And as a punishment, that's what he would give me. Hey, it's 11:11. Make a wish. My wife usually does it to me, so I got her this time.
Hell yeah. No, my wife does it too.
So it was just like all the Carolina Reapers hot sauce, the Mexican wild pepper hot sauce. It was all these different hot sauces, and growing up and, you know, getting the shit put in my mouth all the time. And
Oof.
It was just like, I got immune to it, to where it's just like, when people are like, man, it's really hot, it's really spicy, I'll eat it and just think to myself like, this is nothing. and hence the fact that it's where it's just like, now, don't get me wrong, you know, if I eat too much hot stuff, you know, obviously the next day when you're sitting in the bathroom, you feel it, you know. But as far as, you know, it going down, eating it, having an issue like that, I've never really had any issue where it's been like, oh, it's just too hot for my mouth.
Yeah. No, for sure. But damn, that is fucking crazy, getting spicy stuff as a punishment. But then again, a ton of stuff just started to make sense on the nickname you got.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not just that. I mean, my whole thing was like, I was bipolar type 2 at 6 years old. So it was like, you could beat the shit out of me and it's not going to make me change. It's not going to stop me from doing the stupid shit that I was doing. So it was just like, you know, you can beat me till I'm an inch from my life, or you can try to find something else to do to me. That was the something else.
Oh yeah. But let's move on from the NHL to some NFL. The turnaround for the Pittsburgh Steelers might be bigger than the New England Patriots and I can feel it, because the Steelers and Mike Tomlin have parted ways with each other and instead brought in Mike McCarthy. Are we dead ass, Pittsburgh? You went from one head coach who really set the standard of, yay, we finished with a winning record, to another head coach who had Green Bay fans chanting, yay, we finished with the winning record. Is it any surprise that the Steelers brought in Mike McCarthy as a new head coach? And do you think Rodgers had any say in bringing him in?
No, Rodgers had nothing to do with it. They wanted a head coach that knew X's and O's, that could make good decisions. It could come in there and be the head coach there for 10 years. That's why they hired McCarthy. That's it. The guy understands football. He knows football. He does his job well. Now, and again, and this is the Steelers. This isn't the Cowboys. This isn't Green Bay. They don't have a weird front office bullshit. They don't have some fans ownership bullshit. They don't this is no. But I'm saying the ownership, the fans ownership in Green Bay, the lack of the front office people that they had at that time at Green Bay, then to Dallas. Jerry Jones. I'm sorry. No coach is going to be successful with Jerry Jones as the owner. There's just not. There's not.
That's true.
He had one motherfucker that could work with him. And what did he do? He fired him and ain't won shit since. And sorry, and that's the curse of Jimmy Johnson. And I will continue to call it the curse of Jimmy Johnson until everybody calls it the curse of Jimmy Johnson. You gave away Jimmy fucking Johnson. You fired him and he did the only right thing with your fucking franchise. You reap what you sow. I hope that team goes another 50 fucking years without a goddamn Super Bowl.
I mean, bro, you hit it right on the fucking head.
But I'm telling you, with the front office that the Steelers have, with the defense they have, with the coaching that's already in the building, which they're going to retain most of their guys. Okay, it'd be different if Tomlin was going somewhere else to coach. He's not. So he's not taking anybody with him. So everybody there is staying there. Right, so a lot of their conditioning guys, a lot of like their linebackers coach, their wide receiver coach, a lot of those coaches are staying. Now, some of them are going to be replaced because McCarthy's going to want to bring his own guys in on some of these spots. But the whole thing is, it's not completely revamping everything. The Steelers aren't going to have to do that. The Steelers have a good front office. They have a great ownership. So knowing all those ducks are in a row, you giving McCarthy a chance to say, you know what? We remember what you did in Green Bay? Let's see if you can go repeat that.
I mean, honestly, you're not wrong, because when you really think about it, Mike McCarthy is literally the fourth head coach in Steelers history. They have had 3 head coaches up until McCarthy throughout the entirety of their existence.
Yeah.
I mean, look, 6 Super Bowls is obviously shows for it and everything like that. We'll see what the Steelers can do with Mike McCarthy, because we already know what kind of combination McCarthy and Rodgers were in Green Bay, and obviously it showed. They definitely should have won some more Super Bowls, but unfortunately for them, Tom Brady and the Patriots were running the league at the time.
No. Aaron Rodgers is the reason why Aaron Rodgers didn't win more Super Bowls. How many times did we watch him go into playoffs and couldn't even put up 14 points? Get out of here. Get out. And we watched him do it against the Vikings in the playoffs. We watched him do it against the fucking what was that fucking I'm trying to think.
Bucks?
No. It was
Giants?
It was an NFC team. Fucking
I was gonna say, I know
knocked
that
him out of the playoffs twice in like the late 2010s.
The late 2010s. Okay,
the early 2010s.
It's got to be the Giants, because I know that Manning has a win over Favre and Rodgers when the Packers were coming off that Super Bowl win.
No, what? It was the Seahawks.
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah.
talked all that shit before the game, and I think he threw 2 interceptions,
Mm-hmm.
no
Crucial
touchdowns.
interceptions.
Yeah, and again, like my whole thing was okay, and that's what pissed me off because regular season Rodgers was elite. Oh, he only threw 3 picks, but he threw 38 or 41 touchdowns with fucking only 3 or 4 picks. But then goes to the playoffs and puts up a goose egg. He don't do shit. He throws for no touchdowns. He does nothing to help the team. But I thought he was elite. I thought he was the best quarterback in the league. But always gets to the playoffs and does nothing. Here's my whole thing is, for all the regular season accolades, for the MVPs and bullshit that he has, you got 1 Super Bowl ring, my man. And this is the whole thing is, and I've heard Packer fans try to sit there and say, oh, well, Rodgers was all we had. Nuh-uh. You had a 5-year span where you had one of the best defenses. There was 5 years in his first 15 years where you had a top 10 defense on the other side of that ball. No.
And guess who was leading that fucking defense? Clay motherfucking Matthews. And that dude was a goddamn beast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. I honestly cannot wait for...
Even before him. Remember Raji?
BJ, oh, that is some ball knowledge right there. BJ Raji, baby. With that big man, big 6. Oh, man, that was... my ship.
As far as the Steelers go, Steelers made a great hire. I'm glad they didn't go after anybody like McCarthy. I mean, not McCarthy. What the fuck is his name? McDaniel.
McDaniel and Rodgers definitely would have butted heads the second he walked through the door. Here's my whole
thing is, Rodgers is not set in stone for the Steelers. I think he signed a 2-year contract 2 years ago. His contract is done. Unless he signs a new contract, I believe he's done with them.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing is like, I don't think they brought McCarthy in because of Rodgers. I really don't think that was their idea because that would be foolish because you think Rodgers is going to come play for 2 or 3 more years? No. He maybe plays for 1 more year. So then if you only hired McCarthy to run it back 1 more time with Rodgers, what are you doing with McCarthy next year? Are you going to fire him next year? No. So that's what I'm saying is every team, and now this isn't every team, but this is the Steelers. Just like we are the Ravens, they are the Steelers. We go through things differently. Okay, we bring in new players through the draft. That is how 90% of our people that we get brought into the building comes through the draft. The Steelers are very similar in that way. Okay, we draft young talent in. All right, we go to free agency only to fill key holes if we can. Yeah. But the whole thing is we don't have to pick up anybody in free agency, just like the Steelers don't some years. They don't pick up anybody because they're like, okay, well, now we got guys that'll fill, you know what I mean? That'll step up and fill those holes. There's no sense in going and spending more money for this guy when we're not even sure if he'll fit in the system better than the guy we already have. so that's for me. It's a plus as far as I'm concerned. You know, it's good on having him if you do get Rodgers. It's good on having him if you don't get Rodgers. Either way, he's going to have this ship pointed in the right direction.
Oh, yeah. But speaking of the Baltimore Ravens, what are your thoughts as the Cleveland Browns have now hired former defensive coordinator or now former Ravens defensive coordinator as their new head coach?
Good luck.
And bro even said when Shedeur Sanders walked through the door, like, yo, we wanted to draft your ass last year. Like, okay, have fun with that publicity.
Well, we were going to draft him in the 6th round. We made a big fuss about it. Everybody in the draft room was like, if he slides, we're going to get him. We're going to get him. And of course he did. And the Browns took him in the 5th round. Yeah. So he didn't slide to us in the 6th round because that's where we were comfortable and happy getting him. Mm-hmm. So regardless, Todd Monken, I wish him the best of luck, but if he coaches anything like Harbaugh and anything like he did with Lamar Jackson, it'll be a short tenure.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. And I will say this: had the Ravens gone out, or had the Ravens actually drafted Shador Sanders, Sanders being under not Tomlin, Harbaugh definitely would have done something, and just hey,
No, he
I
wouldn't
would
have
have been
done
like,
anything. He would have been sitting on the fucking bench.
well, up until it's time for Jackson to step down.
Oh no. Oh, okay. No. I thought you were talking about like playing time this year. I'm like,
No,
yeah,
no, hell no.
Lamar
Right
went
now,
down
it's
the coach.
definitely Lamar. The Ravens are Lamar Jackson's team. There is no doubt
Yeah.
about that. But honestly, Sanders probably would have taken the Aaron Rodgers route.
That is a
Riding
lot
the
of-
bench for a few years, learning under Lamar Jackson,
lot of
and
shit.
especially John Harbaugh and everything
No
like
more.
that. I honestly think the Ravens would have been a good fit for him. But hey, Cleveland is going to Cleveland.
No, and that's the whole thing. I think Shador is an amazing talent. If he gets the right guy, and that's the whole thing. Monken is now the head coach. He's not going to be the offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So his offense is going to be implemented, but that coordinator is going to be able to tweak things and do things that he likes to do, and depending on personnel. So that's my whole thing. It's not going to be as vanilla as Todd Monken's was. Like, you have to understand, right? Being a Ravens fan, I watched every game.
Mm-hmm.
He maybe ran a total of 15 different plays every game. Okay? 15 different plays.
Mm-hmm.
And between 5 and 10 of those plays, he would run 3 to 10 times a goddamn game. So, vanilla. Very fucking vanilla. So, hopefully they don't just keep the vanilla fucking playbook for Shador. So,
yeah, we'll see what happens come next year. But right now, we got a Super Bowl to focus on. And the thing that really fucking sends me, look, I was on the goddamn bandwagon of actually thinking that Sam Darnold was a bust. Sam Darnold sucked with Carolina. He couldn't even get a starting position with San Francisco and now just because Sam Darnold has had 2 good seasons, obviously doesn't erase what he did in the past. But hey, if people want to dwell on Sam Darnold's past, be sure to call up fucking History Channel so you can keep dwelling there. Why? Because guess what? Sam Darnold and the motherfucking Seattle Seahawks are now in the Super Bowl for the first time since their loss to the Patriots in Super Bowl 49. Now, with the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, is it time to start putting some respect on Darnold's name?
I mean, you can put a little respect on it for sure, but my whole thing is, again, he is benefiting from an amazing head coach, from a good offensive coordinator, and from one hell of a cast.
Yeah. He's also benefiting from a very awesome revitalizing career when he was with the Vikings too.
Yeah, and again, look at the weapons he had around him. You know what I'm saying? You had Addison, you got Jefferson, you got Hawkinson, you had Jones. Like, I mean, he had a fucking nice cast around this last year.
It is
like this year, you've turned it up. You've turned it up.
Yeah.
So you got Smith, you got Kupp, you got Shaheed, you got Walker. What was the other guy that got hurt?
Charbonnet.
Yeah, you got AJ Bonner. Like, I mean, and you got a decent offensive line on top of not only having a top 5 defense on the other side. That's what the Vikings didn't have last year.
Yeah, and it's almost like if the fucking Jets actually took this route instead of relying on one fucking guy, trying to recreate an NFL version of what the Cavs did with LeBron his first tenure there, then the Jets actually would have been in some fucking business.
See, and I'm gonna say this now. All right. Remember when I told everybody, you know what I'm saying, when Houston drafted CJ?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, watch. They drafted CJ with DeMarco Ryans. They're going to make the playoffs. Like, well, a rookie quarterback, rookie head coach, it'll never happen. Listen to me, all right? When okay. The Jets have Aaron Glenn. Right now, everybody talking shit. Oh, he should have been fired. Blah 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 blah. No, fuck no, fuck no. All right, he went in with a 3-year plan. He's sticking to the 3-year plan, and this is going to be fucking beautiful. And I hope everybody that's talked shit over the last 3 months have to fucking eat crow.
I mean, I've been talking shit because
I know. Hold on, hear me out now. Okay, so year one, all right,
Mhm.
he has no fingerprints on this team last year.
Yeah.
0 fingerprints on the fucking team, right? He didn't get to go pick out free agents. He didn't get to go through the draft and pick nobody. None of that bullshit, right? And then on top of that, they gave away not 1 but 2 of the best players on the entire team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so by week 6, completely different team, lost a bunch of talent, motherfucker, scary.
Honestly,
right?
their best game was probably against the Buccaneers, where it was definitely a close one, and the Jets almost pulled it off.
Yeah,
But in the end, they shot themselves in the foot.
But again, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There was 8 games last year that the Jets almost won.
Mm-hmm.
8 games that he almost won.
One of which was against the Broncos too.
Exactly. So hear me out. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Now he's got a full off season.
Yeah.
To plan, to scout, to figure out, to get exactly now. Next year, right? If and again, this is a big if he can get one of these free agent quarterbacks
Mm-hmm.
that can run his system.
Yeah.
Okay. They do decent in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
They pick up maybe 1 or 2 key guys in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna win 6 to 8 games next year.
That's not a crazy thing to say. I will say that.
The following year, technically his year 3.
Mhm.
Year 3, I think, is when he takes the Jets to the playoffs. Now, hear me out.
Okay.
Okay. The Patriots, all right, in 2 years from now, the Patriots are going to have to pay who?
Drake May.
And when they pay him, a lot of that cap room going to be gone.
Yeah, but I will say this: if they win the Super Bowl in a week or so, that money is going to go up.
Yeah, yes, it will, but they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm. There's no way. There's no. To understand, okay, the Denver's defense you watched, okay, is just as good as Seattle's.
Mm-hmm.
Just as good.
I was going to say, let's not act like Denver didn't have a good defense in that game.
Yeah. So again, you're telling me you put up 10 points against that defense. What do you think that Seahawks team is going to do to the Patriots defense? They're going to put up 20 plus points.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see,
So,
though.
I just don't see how it's not possible. There's and I'm just being honest here. We're looking at the Patriots defense. Okay, who's their number 1 overall cornerback?
Who for the Patriots?
Mm-hmm.
Christian Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm. And it falls off real quick after him, don't
it? Debatable.
Their back end is what honestly would scare me if I was that team. And then their defensive front doesn't really put too much fear in my heart either. So knowing that, like I said, the defense for the Patriots is a liability to their offense, can be potent at times. But again, the offense can be stagnant too. If the Patriots can't run the ball, they can't throw the ball neither.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen this in multiple games where it's been nail biters. So that's why I'm just like, for me, Variable is a good coach. Drake May, awesome year. He probably is going to win MVP. But I don't see that team being able to go and put up 20 points against the Seahawks. And to win this game, you're going to have to score more than 20 points.
No, for sure. No, for sure. But I mean, let's keep in mind though, they did beat the Baltimore Ravens to secure, I believe, the 2 seed in the AFC. They
Baltimore had the worst defense in the league almost. Like we were seriously though, we were number 32 up until week
but
6.
also keep in mind you had the ball rolling, running the ball with Derrick Henry, and then Harbaugh in the second half in classic fashion. Yeah, no, let's not give him the ball anymore. Let's try and attack him from the air.
Hey, look. I mean, you're telling me, bro. You're telling me. But yes, but again, that goes without saying. Baltimore Ravens had a shitty defense this year.
Mm-hmm.
So us losing to them, like I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, whatever. But no, the Mike McDonald fucking defense that Seattle has is going to be relentless.
Yeah,
and that's why for the Super Bowl, I'm just like everything in me is telling me it's going to be like 21 Seahawks to like 10 Patriots.
Ooh, okay. Look, we're gonna get to the Super Bowl predictions in just a bit. But before that, we're gonna with the Royal Rumble coming up tomorrow afternoon, we're gonna do some top 5 wrestling matches to show some friends who are not into WWE that they need to watch that would get them into WWE. But for right now, look. I have seen a lot of crazy things in my day as far as sports go. From the Yankees blowing a 3-0 lead to the Red Sox in the ALCS, the Warriors blowing a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals, the fucking Cubs ending their 108-year-old curse and win a World Series. Hell, the fucking Giants ended the Patriots' perfect season in the goddamn Super Bowl when they were primed to win it with Tom Brady and Randy Moss. But never, I say this with so much emphasis, never did I think that Bill Belichick, of all people, was going to be snubbed out of a first ballot Hall of Fame spot. Look, I honestly believe that Eli definitely does or has earned his way in, but by no means whatsoever did Bill Belichick deserve to get snubbed. You could literally cut Belichick's resume in half, and he's still a first ballot Hall of Famer. Is the NFL Hall of Fame a joke at this point after doing that? Love the action figures.
Yes. Here you go, Marlon. I showed him. Oh, here.
Yeah,
And then of course, you know.
Hey, the rattlesnake.
Here, take him. But yes. What an absolute fucking joke. Like my whole thing is like this isn't fucking Pete Rose betting on fucking games that he was playing in or managing. This isn't fucking, shoeless Joe Jackson fucking throwing a game. This is like, don't get me wrong. The Patriots deflate gate and fucking spy gate bullshit. Like, yes. But when you're talking about the most dominant fucking coach in NFL fucking history, for 2 fucking decades, for 2 full decades, bro. And it's not even that. He won 2 Super Bowls as a defensive fucking coordinator with the Giants. He turned around and won 6 fucking Super Bowls as a head coach. So if he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, who the fuck is? You know what?
Well,
and it does. It just fucking pisses me off to sit here and watch players that personally me think is bullshit. They shouldn't have got in the first ballot fucking Hall of Famer. But they get in, and you're going to tell me the greatest fucking coach, the most winningest coach? Make it make sense, man.
Look at the dude's resume. Second in all-time wins, the most playoff wins in NFL history as a head coach, the most Super Bowl wins in NFL history as a head coach, the most Super Bowl appearances as an NFL head coach. Like we said, 8 Super Bowls total, 6 with the Patriots, 2 as a Giants defensive coordinator. But Bill Polian, the dude in charge of the NFL Hall of Fame committee, said he's got to wait a year because of the whole Spygate. No, the fuck he doesn't. look, does controversy add a lot of things? Yes, it does. But guess who overcame said controversy? The goddamn fucking New England Patriots. Like, oh, we thought the downfall was going to happen after Spygate. No, they overcame that and won 2 more Super Bowls. We thought that the downfall was going to come again after Deflategate. No, they came back and won another 2 Super Bowls. They even had one of the best comebacks or not one of the best. They had the best comeback in NFL Super Bowl history, being 28-3. Andrew, if you're watching, I apologize, but I'm sorry. That is the greatest comeback in NFL history. Like, just 8-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time NFL head coach of the year, and his resume speaks for itself. When they showed all the categories that he was in on ESPN First Take, he was first in 3 out of the 4 of them. The only one that he wasn't first in was all-time wins, and that record still belongs to Don Shula. You know it is bad when J.J. Watt was like, dude, fuck that. I'm not going to the NFL Hall of Fame ceremony. You know it is bad when LeBron, of all people, had to do a fucking double take. You even know it's bad when Jimmy Johnson goes on to the Pat McAfee show and says, yeah, fuck that. I'm not going to the NFL Hall of Fame ceremony. I don't care who they put in. You know it is bad because everybody and their dead relative knew that Bill Belichick was a first ballot Hall of Famer after their 5th Super Bowl.
Oh, did they announce all the finalists yet?
For the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
No, okay. Like, much like social media, I am so pissed that Bill got shafted on this.
But if Marshall Yanda or Terrell Suggs gets in, I'm watching. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been waiting for years. Okay. Like to understand that we are the Ravens organization. Okay, a team. We only have 3 guys in the Hall of Fame for the Ravens. 3. Like, we don't even have Art Modell in as an owner. We don't even have him in the Hall of Fame. So to understand that as an entire franchise that has now been in the league for 30 years and we only have 3 Hall of Famers, I want to see us add on to that, okay?
I mean, that's true because Terrell Suggs definitely deserves to be in. But, I mean, look,
wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer makes no fucking sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Like, that dude, the only reason that dude wasn't talked about enough was because Ray Lewis was still leading that Ravens defense.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you're talking about a guy with over 130 career sacks, more sacks than Aaron fucking Donald. Okay, so that's my point. When you're talking about stat guys are looking, well, this guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So if he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, how come this guy isn't?
I mean, more. No, very true. Yeah, I completely agree. But it is straight up blasphemy that Bill was shafted on his first time in the NFL Hall of Fame. Like,
man, I just feel like this has been a long time coming. They are finally happy that they can now fuck him over because they've been wanting to do it for years. Mm-hmm. It is, and my whole thing is to just put this in retrospect. It's not even just the NFL; it's all the ties to the NFL. Like the whole thing. Remember Madden game?
Yeah.
Was Belichick ever in Madden? Nope. No, he wasn't. It was always like Matthew's son or some other bullshit name that was the head coach for the fucking Patriots in the game. Belichick was never in any Madden game, and that used to piss a lot of people off.
Damn.
So it was a lot of things that come into place, and it's just like same thing. Okay, and I know kind of break off a little bit, but same thing. That's why Charles Barkley is in none of the NBA games. You have all the other legends, but you don't have Charles Barkley because Charles Barkley's like, oh, no. They can sit here and use the likenesses of all these old retired NBA guys, but they don't pay them. So, no, I don't want my likeness. I don't want my image in none of these games until you pay all those guys. And then when they start to pay him, he was like, fine. pay them more.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like you said, it was definitely a long time coming for the NFL Hall of Fame committee. But I mean, this is literally one of the rare times that I actually tuned in for ESPN. And I will say this, I completely agree with Stephen A. Smith. I want names. I want phone numbers. I want pictures. I want these people to be on display to be like, who snubbed Belichick out of the Hall of Fame, and now he has to wait another year just because he was coaching the most dominant team of the 2000s and the 2010s.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's an absolute joke. It is.
What happened to Rocky?
I mean, it's appalling because
It
is at the end of the day, you're just like, how could this go down like this?
Yeah, I completely agree. But we're going to take our final commercial break. When we get back, like I said, we're going to do a top five list of wrestling matches to show some friends who are not into WWE, with the Royal Rumble being tomorrow afternoon because it will be taking place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And then after that, we're going to get right into our Super Bowl predictions. We'll be right back in just a minute.
Nobody can stop me now.
All right. Welcome back, baby. We are on our second to last topic of the show. We got the Royal Rumble coming up tomorrow afternoon, being in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a fun one. And let me tell you, that men's Royal Rumble is stacked from head to toe. Now, if you're throwing a Royal Rumble party, obviously you're going to invite some people over that, let's just say, have not seen WWE. But, you know, if you wanted to get them into WWE, let's say, you know, you wanted to show them 5 matches that would get them invested in the WWE. Let's start at the number 5 spot. What is your top 5 list of wrestling matches of all time to show some friends?
Oh, of all time?
Or just in general, I should say.
Okay. Starting with number 5, we're going to go to WrestleMania 1, Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat.
For the Intercontinental Championship?
Yeah.
No, that was WrestleMania 3, actually.
That was WrestleMania 3? Okay, my bad.
Okay.
I thought it was WrestleMania 1. Sorry.
Awesome matchup. I love it. For my number 5 spot, I'm going to go Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, 1997 Halloween Havoc. That was a banger from start to finish. You got to love Eddie Guerrero because of how technical he is. Obviously, Rey Mysterio because of how good he is in the air. And then on top of that, the star of the show was Rey Mysterio going out to the top rope, doing a backflip, and then simultaneously delivering a DDT to Eddie Guerrero.
Nice.
Hell yeah. All
Number
right.
4.
Number 4, what you got, my man?
Stone Cold versus Bret Hart, the no tap match.
Oh, that is a good one. That was when the WWE was going out of the golden era, the babyface era, and we were issuing in the Attitude Era. That is a good one. We had Frank Shamrock as the referee. Stone Cold did not tap. He was the heel going into that match, mind you. And the crowd was chanting for him after that was all said and done. Great pick, my man. Great pick. I'm going to go a little recent here. Number 4 for me, I'm going Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio at the 2002 SummerSlam pay-per-view. This was the opening match, and it was 7 straight minutes of total nonstop action. From beginning to end, from the literal beginning where Mysterio does a springboard and delivers the opening blow to Kurt Angle. Man, oh man, you love to see it.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Right. Number 3, what do you got?
Okay. Go. Number 3, a lot of people, Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan, fucking WrestleMania 3. For me, it's the match that started it all. Mm-hmm. It really pushed everything over into fucking cable world, and everything exploded after that.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
And
very solid pick.
Watching Andre go out on his shield, and because it was that was honestly the downfall of Andre after that.
Unfortunately, it was, and then we saw arguably one of the most iconic moments in WrestleMania history: Hulk Hogan picking up Andre the Giant and body slamming him. So. Yes. Very solid pick. Again, I'm going recent here. So I'm going to include in my 3 spot Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. Ironically, of all places. I mean, look, you got Chris Benoit, arguably one of the best technical wrestlers in the ring. It does suck what he did outside of the ring. There is no covering that up. You can literally not even sweep that under the rug. But what he did in the ring, this man was a masterclass when it came to technical wrestling. And even Kurt Angle has said he loved that. It's one of his best matches. And just, my God. If you haven't watched it, I highly suggest you go watch it. That is some of the best technical wrestling you're going to see.
Number 2,
what?
Undertaker versus Mankind, Hell in a Cell.
Excellent choice. If you want to see brutal carnage. That is the match to watch. We saw Mick Foley go through two of the most destructive moments in WWE history. The craziest thing is he was on like all four. He was essentially on all fours, begging Undertaker to throw him off the top of the cell. Like Taker straight up and
so the funny shit was him throwing him off the cell. That was planned. To a degree. That was planned.
Yeah.
When he got slammed and went through the cage, that was not planned. That was not planned. Okay, that was not fucking planned.
Taker straight up said he had an out-of-body experience just looking down at Mick and saying, dude, this was after he threw him off the cell. He was standing there thinking, Mick, please, for the love of God, move, twitch, do something.
Well, the other funny part was Undertaker was wrestling on a bum ankle. I think he had like a fractured ankle or something.
Oh, no shit.
So he was fucked up in that match. Yeah, if you go back and watch the whole thing. All right, but go ahead. What is your number two?
Number two for me, I'm going to go with Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon in a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. I think it was the first ladder match in WWE history. And I mean, look, Shawn Michaels in the 80s and 90s, this dude was a straight up menace, but Undertaker himself straight up could have said Michaels could have wrestled with a broom and made it a 5-star match. And I mean, when you look at one of the best bad guys of all time being Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels in a ladder match, we are going to see some iconic moments and everything. You're on mute, dude. Oh,
I was talking to text.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. But yeah, so that is my number two spot. What is the number one match you will show friends to get into WWE?
Okay. WrestleMania 17.
Ooh.
The Dudley Boys versus the Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian. Okay. Specifically, it's a TLC, right? While it's a ladder match, right? It is essentially a car crash of a fucking wrestling match. And if you don't fall in love with wrestling after that match, we can't be friends.
I believe that was the very first matchup on that card. They stole the fucking show. All three, like, they had to go to the back and just group hug each other because that was one of, if not the best TLC matches I have ever seen in my entire life. And they had to literally copy and paste that going into WrestleMania 18.
Wrestling historians, this is what they say. While it's a ladder match, the high-octane weaponry and car crash style defined the era.
I see no single lie detected. None.
For me, that's the greatest. That's the greatest. You show that to anybody, and if they don't become instantly a wrestling fan and say, "Oh my God, that was fucking amazing," I don't want to be friends with you.
Exactly. Everything that happened from Lita delivering one of the most deadliest chair shots to Spike Dudley, to then Lita getting the 3D from the Dudley Boys. I mean, just...
And don't forget the spear.
Yeah.
The spear off the ladder.
The spear to Jeff Hardy off the ladder. How that still even happened, how Edge was able to protect Jeff in that moment, I will never know until the end of time.
I can tell you bullshit because he didn't protect him. He just went out there and tried like hell not to kill him.
Yeah, well, no, here's the thing. He actually waited till Jeff was rotating to a certain point and then kind of like holding him on the way down, and Jeff basically took care of the rest.
Yeah.
But absolute cinema. in my opinion. But for me, the number one spot, in my opinion, I'm going the one that you had at your 2 spot, Undertaker versus Mankind in Hell in a Cell. I mean, like you said, you want to talk about a car crash type of match where it was just nothing but carnage from beginning to end. Yeah, I'm definitely taking Undertaker versus Mankind.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, Royal Rumble is tomorrow afternoon, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I will be doing a live stream of what happens. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. I can't wait to see what surprise returns are in store for both the men and women's Royal Rumble. Going to be a fun one, that's for sure. And now to the main event of the evening. We are 1 week away from Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara, California at Levi Stadium. Probably the only time that the Niners are actually going to see something aside from losing to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl three times. We got the New England Patriots, the AFC champions, taking on the NFC champions, Seattle Seahawks. Big Mac, who you got?
I got Seattle. I got Seattle by at least 10 points.
Ooh, okay. Well, I will say this. I do like what the Patriots have been doing this year. They definitely surprised me. We got Vrabel, first-year stint as the Patriots head coach. Drake May being his second year as the starting quarterback on an MVP level right now. I mean, look, was the Patriots versus Broncos an absolute snooze fest? Yeah, absolutely, because we saw what the NFC Championship was capable of. But, I mean, look, one thing I have learned right now this season is don't underestimate the Patriots. Vrabel's doing something right now. Looks like the Empire could be back. And I will say this. The Patriots are in the Super Bowl before Josh Allen went to a Super Bowl. He had 5 fucking years to run the AFC, not only run the AFC East, but also run the AFC. And in Drake May's second year as a starting quarterback for the Patriots and Vrabel's first year as a head coach for the Patriots, they're going back to the Super Bowl before Josh Allen could even sniff one.
Yeah, well, so this is my whole thing, okay? So Josh Allen, yes, it is about time he eats some fucking crow. His supporters, his lovers, his motherfuckers who just love themselves some Josh Allen, time to eat crow. Time to eat some fucking crow. I've had to listen for the last 5 years about, Lamar Jackson ain't this, Lamar Jackson that, Lamar Jackson this. While every motherfucker will sit here and defend motherfucking Josh Allen. And I'm sorry, Josh Allen had a good head coach. He had McDermott. Yeah. The fact that they let McDermott walk out the door is fucking asinine. But that just shows you how terrible ownership is. Yeah. That's it.
And the fact that the dude got promoted.
Yeah, again, for me, okay, McDermott was not your fucking problem.
No,
it wasn't. It wasn't. Your GM was your fucking problem.
Yeah, it was the fact that the GM put a literal mid-team around Josh Allen too.
Now, hold on, because I will say this. Okay, Josh Allen had receivers.
Yeah.
That bullshit that motherfucker was talking earlier this year, talking about, he ain't got nobody. Motherfucker, he had Curtis Samuels. How come that motherfucker wasn't out there on the field?
Yeah.
Like,
he even had Matt Collins and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, bro, he had it again. It is just asinine shit. You got 10 wide receivers on the goddamn roster, but only 3 of them suited up on fucking game day. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying is that's bad coaching. Bad coaching.
It's bad coaching, and like you said, it's bad management on the GM.
No, the GM is because you're supposed to bring in players. When you bring Tre'Davious White back after he spent his first 10 years in the league there, He done made trips to fucking somewhere else. He stopped at Baltimore and then came back to Buffalo. That's who you re-signed. You re-signed him. Like, and that's what I'm saying though. When you go get acquisitions, like you got Bosa, that was a nice piece.
Yeah.
But you only got him for 1 year. He's a free agent now.
Watch, he goes to the fucking Patriots.
And sign him long term. But no, the GM fucked that up. And that's what I'm saying is you to not go fix a couple little things. Go, you got tight ends. You got 2 boss ass tight ends. So go find you a boss ass slot receiver and give him a guaranteed 3rd down target. All right, turn around. Get you another defensive lineman. Get you a starting cornerback to start opposite. Like, you know what I mean? Like you let both your starting free safeties go.
Yeah.
You brought up young guys. So again, so go find a veteran that can come in and help mentor these guys. The stopgap guys. That's what you're missing. That's why I'm saying it is not on McDermott. And McDermott went in there and told ownership exactly that. Well, this is my problems with the roster. This guy here. This position we need better. This position we need better. These are key positions on how we win. How I'm successful as a coach. We need these positions. We need these type of players. And then they fired him because instead they wanted a yes man. They wanted a man that's just going to be happy to have the job. No, you can't be happy to have the job. If you're not fucking pissed off every year you lose, you don't win the Super Bowl, you're mad. That's what you're supposed to be. That's what makes you a great coach.
Yeah.
You won't settle for losing. Not when you're like fucking John Harbaugh every fucking week. No problem. No problem. If we lose, I got the script. I say the same script every time we lose. Don't worry about it. We're going to be all right.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I really think that letting McDermott go was definitely a bad call on the Bills. And I mean, look, yeah, he was there for 9 seasons, but guess what? He obviously had Josh Allen under center, and he knew that they were guaranteed to get a playoff spot. Again, 2 AFC championship appearances. That's definitely a good thing. Unfortunately, they kept running into hurdles they could not get over, and it was on the GM for not bringing in better players.
Do you remember Kyle Williams? You remember Kyle Williams? He was a defensive tackle for Buffalo for like 15 years. Mm-hmm. He was Buffalo's defense. Yeah. When you thought Buffalo's defense, it was Kyle Williams right in the motherfucking middle of that shit. His last year was the first year McDermott took him to the playoffs.
Wow.
And for me to sit here, I remember that shit. I remember the Buffalo. Okay, my dad was a Buffalo fan before the Ravens came to Baltimore. Okay, so my dad would always root for the Bills as long as they weren't playing us. All right, and to sit here and so you know, in the back of my head, I always check the Bills. You know, always secretly root for the Bills. You know what I mean? Like. So to sit here and do that for year, and now you got a coach that has gotten this team to the playoffs every year. Okay, offensive side of the ball is okay. Defensive side of the ball is okay. So you're telling me you're taking an overall okay team to the fucking playoffs every fucking year now?
Mm-hmm.
Like craziness. And my whole thing is again. The roster has everything to do with why he shouldn't have been fired. That's the main reason why Tomlin has kept his job for so long, because he won. He was just good enough to have a winning motherfucking record with the bullshit he was given.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got cocksuckers like Harbaugh, who's got a Super Bowl winning fucking roster for multiple years and can't win shit. Give me McDermott. I'm just saying, if we had McDermott or Tomlin the last 2-3 years, we'd have at least one Super Bowl. With the last 3 years rosters we've had in Baltimore, you give me McDermott or Tomlin, we win a Super Bowl. Guaranteed we win a fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what pisses me off.
Yeah, but, no, I'll 100% agree to that.
But back to the task at hand again. It's on Josh Allen. Like 50% of this is on Josh Allen.
Yes.
Okay. You're the guy. You're that guy.
I was going to say, he had 4 of the 5 Bills turnovers
you
against the Broncos. Yeah.
Come on, bro. What is this? A participation trophy? They gave you one last year.
They really did. And look, like I said, Allen was the Allen had 4 of the 5 Bills turnovers against the Broncos. So, yes, some blame definitely does go to like head coaching and the GM position. But look, bro, you got to hold yourself accountable because you were out there running recklessly with that ball. It's called ball security. You should watch the goddamn program because they know a thing or two about that. But, I mean, look, it is what it is. The Super Bowl is set in stone right now. The Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. Same with the Seattle Seahawks. We got a rematch of Super Bowl 49. I think it's going to be a good one. We're just going to have to wait and see how everything plays out.
All I'm saying is, listen to me. Sean motherfucking Alexander. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how bad I wanted him to win that Super Bowl?
Oh, God, yeah.
Did you know how bad I wanted him to win that Super Bowl?
Dude, I wanted him to win that Super Bowl too.
Like, fuck Matt Hasselbeck. Fuck Matt Hasselbeck. To this day, fuck Matt Hasselbeck, okay? You should have won the fucking game.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's ancient history now. But I do. I feel like this is the redemption right here, baby.
Ooh.
When it all comes down to it comes down to defense. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots' defense might be good enough to stop them 2 times, maybe 3. Okay, it's just hard for me to believe that the Patriots' defense is going to be able to stop Seattle 3 or 4 times, bro. It's hard. Like, once I get it, twice, okay. But once you get to 3, 4 times, I just don't see it. Like Walker runs like a fucking monster. He's been running like a monster the last 3 weeks, bro. He's fucking averaging, I think, over 80 all-purpose yards. No, 100, almost 100 all-purpose yards and almost 80 rushing yards. Okay, in a playoffs where Sam Darnold has also been throwing for over 200 yards. Yeah. So for him to be throwing for over 200 yards and him to be getting about 100 all-purpose scrimmage, that's a lot. That's a lot.
It is. Yeah.
You usually the scales tip one way or the other. You don't get them both up here. Okay. Yeah. You don't have over 100 all-purpose rushing yard or yards by your running backs, and then also have 200 plus passing yards.
I mean, look, that's a valid argument, but you can only rely on the rushing game for so long, and you can only rely on Kenneth Walker for so long. So at some point, the Seahawks are definitely going to have to throw the ball.
The Smith.
And on top,
Najiba or Najiba.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely have weapons, but I'm just saying, like, Walker does not have Zach Charbonnet in there, so they can only rely on him for so long.
Yeah, but they got the other running back. The other running back had like almost 40 all-purpose yards last week. He was catching the ball out the backfield. He was running the ball. Shit, I know because I put a parlay on him to get 30 all-purpose yards, and he did.
Well, look, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how everything pans out next Sunday. I'm sure it's going to be fun. I, for one, cannot wait for it. So we'll see what happens. But, hey, big man, I want to thank you for being able to come on. Pleasure as always. Enjoy the rest of your night.
As always, brother.
Yeah,
always.
Enjoy the rest of your night and don't do anything I wouldn't do.
So that means I can do anything. Gotcha.
Basically.
All right, brother, man. Peace.
Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your night, my man.
You too.
All right, so that wraps up another episode of the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media. I want to give a big shout out to the 55 people that tuned in for tonight's show. Look, like I've been beating the dead horse about, we got the Royal Rumble tomorrow. And look, I am tuned in for a marathon tomorrow as well. Why? Because after... Sorry, I got a burp. There we go. anyways, why? Because, like I said, I got a marathon tomorrow. Aside from the Royal Rumble tomorrow, UFC 325 is going to be happening tomorrow night. It's going to be 2 separate live streams. Again, like I said like I made a disclaimer for the live stream of UFC 324, the camera's going to be on the moneymaker, baby. The only thing that will be happening is I will make sure that the sound is turned up for y'all to be able to, for anybody that tunes in can hear what is going on. You will know what is happening by my reactions. I can't wait to see how everything turns out. It's going to be a fun Saturday. It's going to be a busy Saturday. And I promise you, something like this will not happen. What?
Just missed with the knee. Bobby willing to stand in the pocket. Now he's getting the timing. Good left hook.
All right, I learned my lesson that time. I'm not doing that shit anytime soon again. I'm a person who learns from their mistakes. But again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Now, obviously, we got the weekend coming up. So, as I always say, don't add to the population. Don't subtract from the population. Don't end up dead in the hospital or in jail. If you somehow end up in jail, call somebody whose number you know by heart and then proceed to establish dominance quickly. I want to thank y'all for being able to come out and tune in for tonight's show. Until tomorrow, peace out.